What is it about summer camp? Really? Maybe it's because I never attended such a camp where you're literally expected to spend months cooped up in a cabin with several other kids, showering together, eating army-quality slop for meals, and worrying about getting eaten alive by either mosquitoes or bears. But was it really like that for anyone who did? That definitely seems to be what so many movies, TV shows, books, and yes, comic strips seem to portray. Heck, if you live in a comic strip, summer is absolutely the worst time of the year because almost nothing good happens to you then. But yeah, summer camp and all the horrors Charlie Brown and friends went through there was a big recurring storyline for years in the Peanuts comics. I already talked about one animated special that took place at camp that was one of the more recent additions, so we might as well now look at the very first such Peanuts special. This is It Was a Short Summer, Charlie Brown. The special begins with Charlie Brown trying to convince Sally to actually go to school for the second day in a row, even having to bribe her with a new lunchbox. See, Sally? I told you you couldn't escape the scholastic time loop of comic characters. And yes, this special came after You're in Love, Charlie Brown, so my snark is accurate.
Poor Sally is so nervous that if someone mentioned kindergarten, I'd bet she'd jump 30 feet in the air.
Kindergarten. Only 10 feet. I knew you were exaggerating.
We then cut to the classroom, and yes, this is one of the versions where Charlie Brown and Linus are in the same class. I really should research when and if that was ever officially retconned, where they get caught playing hangman, and their punishment is to write a 500-word essay on what they did over the summer.
Nobody can write a 500-word essay on what he did during the summer. It's ridiculous. When are you going to write yours? This evening?
Mine's already finished. I wrote it during study period.
Violet, you drive me crazy!
After a few filler gags that I know were lifted from the strips, Linus and Charlie get to writing those reports, which is, of course, the framing device for the actual story. Cue the flashback to the beginning of summer!
Oh boy, summer at last! I'm going to spend it reading comic books and watching TV.
I'm going to spend the summer developing the old pitching arm.
I've signed everyone up for summer camp. Camp, everyone!
Yeah, Lucy just signs everyone up herself because she can do that and all the kids' parents trust her there? Maybe I should have put the Peanuts parents on my stupidest characters list instead of the South Park ones. Linus is among the most apprehensive because he has this sudden fear of queen snakes.
Those summer camps are always out in the woods someplace. And those woods are all full of queen snakes. Have you ever been chomped by a queen snake?
Yeah, turns out the queen snake is non-venomous. Also a semi-aquatic type, mostly native to the southeast. So I don't know how likely it is to be in the woods wherever the Peanuts gang is going. So everyone is now lined up to head off to die in the woods. And of course the boys are a completely discombobulated mess, while the girls are perfectly organized. Yeah, this will be a thing. Though I will get a chuckle that Lucy here is clearly in control because I guess Peppermint Patty hadn't gotten enough of an ego yet. And yes, of course Snoopy is going. I guess by this time the city buses no longer had a no dogs allowed policy. Keep fighting the oppressors, boys. Everyone arrives at camp and hey! Charlie Brown gets appointed leader of the boys' cabin. Maybe this is just the opportunity to show how much of a competent leader he can be.
At each corner we must stretch and box in the blanket, so that at bed check, when I come by to check, I'll take a quarter and bounce it on the cover. It should...
In another 8 years, maybe. But this does not discourage him from arranging a series of competitions against the girls bunking across the lake. You can guess how well this goes.
Go! Come on, team! 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 Come on!
Okay, for the record, this isn't as bad as a number of those infamous You Go Girl TV episodes from the 70s and 80s, because at least this special doesn't turn Charlie and the other boys into complete sexist douchebags. If anything, the girls are the ones who become pretty arrogant. Come to think of it, between Lucy and Violet and even Peppermint Patty at sometimes, Charles Schulz could really make female characters that were real bitches. So, from softball to canoe racing to even be humiliated during a nature hike, Chuck and the guys just can't seem to find a way to beat the girls at anything. Until they get a ray of hope from old Benji Stew.
Boy, why didn't I think of this before?
So, it's an arm wrestling challenge, featuring Snoopy's alter ego of the Masked Marvel against... Oh no! Snoopy, you better whoop her ass to the ground big time! This drives Charlie to put Snoopy on this huge training regimen that includes him having to give up all the gourmet meals he's been making in favor of a bunch of high-protein slop and water. Come on, guys, you could at least let him have some chocolate milk. That's healthy, right? So the big day comes, and after a couple of entrances that at least make modern-day pro wrestling look exciting by comparison, it's time to throw down! Are you as disturbed by these images as I am? Good.
Ugh! Foul! Foul! This stupid masked Marvel fouled! And I'm the rightful winner! I won!
And thus, Lucy grew up to become a New York Yankees fan. Cut back to the present day where Charlie and Linus turn in their assignments.
But I couldn't write 500 words. I only wrote 13. Detail? Yes, I suppose I could have gone into more detail. But with the kind of summers I have, it's best to try to forget the details.
I got an A on my vacation paper, Charlie Brown. What did you get?
I got a C-.
Yeah, well, I give this special a D-.
It was a short summer, Charlie Brown.
And it looks like it's going to be a long winter.
Sorry, but this was one of the more disappointing Charlie Brown specials because it spends most of its runtime showing the characters we like be humiliated with the hope that they will get their retribution in the end, only for that payoff to never really occur. For what it's worth, a lot of the same plot elements were reused to much better success in the 1977 feature-length film Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown. And I know I said I would review that, and maybe I will get to it, and maybe the other Peanuts movies one day. But right now, I think I've had enough of Chuck of the Gang for one summer. So maybe instead next month, we'll do something that focuses on making summer fun again. With maybe even a little surprise mixed in. Stay rowdy, my friends!